This is the Bob and Tom Show. We're live at the Napa Auto Parts Studios. The proprietor of the Ace Cosby joke of the day is Ace Cosby. He's our engineer today.
Time to rock.
Thank you very much. Chick McGee is the acting proprietor of the Napa Auto Parts.
Wow. You mean the sports director?
That couldn't have been
Shoe-in of the week.
More damning.
Well,
I'm coming in hot, I thought. I don't know for how much longer, but...
Hugh Jackson
Hugh, the former coach of the Browns? Are you comparing me to...
It was a rough year. That's what I'm saying. It was a rough year for the shoe-in. Handsome over there. Look at that man. That's the handsome young comedian Ben Moore on his way to Peoria's Jukebox Comedy Club Thursday through Saturday. He's a road comedian, does not own a car. Can you drive a car? Do you have a license?
Oh, I'm great at it, yeah.
Okay.
I drove one here. I didn't hit nobody.
I didn't hit nobody.
There's Josh Arnold right there. I can see him. He's on his way to Jonesboro, Arkansas the week after this. He'll be doing a special show with Donnie Baker.
And the Pork Pistols.
And a different Donnie would be the boyfriend of the young lady sitting next to me. She is the lovely Jessica Alsman. And,
hello.
Donnie, Donald, Don, your boyfriend.
The Don one.
Does everybody else call him Don?
Donnie.
Okay, because I call him Donnie, and I was over at his store, and I was Donnie this, Donnie that. Okay, good. We're good then.
I've been calling him Dan this whole time. Embarrassing.
Oh, Donnie boy. Now, we're talking Super Bowl, lots of cool stuff. Atlanta, obviously the spot, amazing stadium. They had a pretty good time there, and I understand that P. Diddy was there.
Oh.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy.
Now, a.k.a. Chief Big Bong.
I was trying to remember, didn't he try to do a new one that flopped?
Brother Love.
Yeah, sorry.
Brother Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wrestling fans everywhere went, hey, there already is a Brother Love.
And who else? Didn't Snoop try to do Snoop Lion?
Yes.
And that tanked.
You're right.
Yeah, it's
rare misstep from the dog.
I mean, how many people can get away with
D-O-double-G?
More than one? Do you want to kind of keep your brand?
Prince kind of did it.
Yeah, why did we all say that was fine?
Oh, that whole
What's
thing
the
was
sign?
The symbol deal.
Can you
No,
imagine?
Prince, you're a person, you have a proper name,
you
all right?
imagine
It's bad
his
enough we
agent-
call you Prince.
His management team, him announcing that to them. Are you sure you want to...
You want to not have your name
Yes,
on it?
that's what I want to do.
Ah, you weirdo.
Weirdo jerk.
You have some good songs, but you're a weirdo.
So I'm sorry, P. Diddy, is P. Diddy what do his friends call him? Mr. P? Mr. Diddy?
Puffy.
Sean, probably.
Combs.
Yeah.
Dog.
Sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
sir.
sure. If I met him, I'd be,
Boss.
sir, it's good to meet you. Yeah.
Good to see you.
P. Diddy is apparently now a single man.
Is that right?
Mr. Diddy enjoyed celebrating his new single status at the Super Bowl. The hip-hop mogul was spotted before the big game in Atlanta at the legendary strip club Magic City on Saturday night.
Magic City. That's apparently a very popular urban strip club that we learned about from Al Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he may be, if he hangs out with those ladies, he may be, it burns when I pee, Diddy.
Okay.
This is unheard of.
That was pretty good.
A strip club rapper? What? A rapper
At a strip
at a
club?
strip club making it rain?
What's going on?
So P. Diddy is now single. Somewhere, our Kardashian's lips are
Slowly
itching,
parting.
and he's
One time I told a stripper I was a comedian, and she said, "Oh my God, I just don't understand where you get the courage."
Wow.
I was like, "Well, don't sell yourself short there, Cinnamon. Look what you're up to. You're in show business too."
Good point. That's the voice of
You're
comedian
making-
Ben Moore on his way to the Jukebox Comedy Club. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Come on. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
In Peoria. Thank you very much. Isn't that right next door to a big strip joint?
You know what? That's right next to
across the street.
Yeah.
Or is it across?
it's next door, and then across the street is the dirt track, the racetrack.
That's right.
Basically, it's the arts district.
Yes, yeah.
It's a lovely,
All right. Now, you're all over the place, living in New York City, but you're on the road all the time.
On the road all the time.
Do you think that the audiences are a little more politically correct than they were?
I do think, times are definitely changing, and I think, I don't know, I think it's a good thing. Like, we're making up for old things. We're redoing old movies with women as the main characters, and I think that's great. I think they should just go back and redo all of them. The classics. I'm very excited for the all-female remake of 12 Angry Men called We're Fine. Nothing's wrong.
Nothing is wrong.
But just so you know, me and my 11 new friend cycles are synced up, and that guy's gonna die. Okay, we don't need a trial. Kill him.
Oh, that's great.
Too real.
People are anti slut shaming. That's a big one.
Sure.
That's a charity I work with.
Anti-slut?
Slut praising. That's a
Praising,
thing.
good, yeah.
Slut praising.
People are anti-slut shaming, which is good because women should be able to be as promiscuous as men.
Yes.
But then also, we're encouraging sluts more than ever, but also more than ever, cracking down on creeps.
Yes, you're right.
Which is also good, but in a way, if you think about it, the creep is the male version of the slut, because really, a slut is just somebody who's like, wee, look at me. And a creep is just somebody who's like, ooh, look at you. And the face is up against the window, but it's a
Right.
And they've even got their own they've got their own holiday now, sluts. I don't know if you guys know this. It's called Halloween. I don't know if you guys
Oh, yes.
Halloween
That's so true.
has become so much fun. Halloween is the one holiday where even if you've kept it in all year, every woman can use her Halloween costume to express her inner sluttiness. But of course, men can still not use that holiday to express their inner creepiness. You still have to keep that deep down inside, you know? So if you can't do it. Like if a woman's like, this year for Halloween, I'm going to be a zookeeper, but I'm going to be slutty. You can't be like, cool, I'm going to be a zoo animal, but I'm going to be handsy. Like that's just not, you can't, there's no equity. She can go as a sexy police officer. I cannot go as an inappropriate mailman. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Right.
She can be a busty camper. I cannot go as a Cub Scout leader that gives out back rubs. Like it's just not.
God, that's hilarious.
I can't express myself.
That is so true about costumes in the last.
Oh, of course.
It's become the official. I look forward to it. I mark my calendar every year for Halloween.
Yeah, no matter what, though, it becomes, oh, look, it's the slutty pregnant nun.
It's the slutty
Oh,
whatever.
That's weird.
It's any job.
Yeah.
It must be harder for the women that are really doing those jobs on Halloween. You don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? People assume that you're the slutty version.
Now, Jessica, boy, that's a bad segue. Okay. You being a lady and everything.
Yeah.
I know that
Pretty lady.
I know that you're a big
look
fan
at me.
of horror films and monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
And who'd you dress up as for last Halloween?
Halloween, I did Scarlett O'Hara, which wasn't really
Did you
slutty
do
or
a modest
scary.
Scarlett O'Hara?
Yeah.
Scarlett O'Hara or
The dress went up to the neck. It wasn't really nothing. I've been a sexy race car driver before. Because, you know, they're so sassy and sexy. With those short shorts, it's so practical in the car.
Nomex short shorts?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, my legs will burn, but my ass will be nice. See the Nomex.
Yeah, I got you. It doesn't burn.
Sorry.
Tom, what's the hottest costume a woman could wear in your eye? Like, if you were going to role play at all, what outfit would you?
slutty
Can I
version.
guess?
Yeah.
It's
No, you
the,
can't.
it's the bib overalls. A girl in bib overalls and no shirt.
Yeah, that has always been
That's super hot.
big. Yeah,
Yeah.
But the overalls with the legs, the shorts with the
The short. Okay.
you cut off the legs.
Right.
I believe the technical term is side boob. Is that
Okay.
Side boob.
So you're sort of in a desert area and your car breaks down and you show up at some sort of rundown gas station mechanic in a hot woman in bib overalls. With
You're doing this really well.
a bandana.
He's reading out of it.
This
He's
would be
reading out of his
your.
diary.
This would be your where you go. My car's broken down.
So
but
sunny and bright.
my wallet seems to have been stolen. She says, "Well, there are other ways we can work out a deal."
There are many ways we can work out.
Look, I think you would.
I'm writing this all down. What would your the sexiest one for you be?
Man,
Some horror film.
no, I don't like to mix that.
Sexy.
There are they have sexy Freddy and Leatherface costumes and stuff, but that's to me that's
They
sort of
do?
bizarre.
Sexy Freddy?
Now,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
let me ask you this. I'd have to look at all the commercials from the Super Bowl. I didn't, but what do you think was the sort of most sexy of the commercials? I thought Sarah Jessica Parker was practically that brassiere was a feat of engineering.
My tastes have changed a
Had
little.
it been any other person, yeah.
I thought
I think you're right on that.
Christina Applegate yelling at the end was
that
hot.
was so well.
If I were in the back seat and she turned around, she said, "If you keep it up, I'm going to eat you alive." I would.
That was-
I would be like,
Blast
oh,
in
my
your pants.
Wait, what?
What happened? Huh? What's going on?
Yeah, that was a great commercial.
Yeah.
That was But it'd be interesting to kind of go through them all. And go what was the sexiest? What was the most effective? What was the most pulled the heartstrings the most? But also to see which ones you actually remember what they were for.
Yeah.
I think that's the important thing for Madison Avenue. We have comedian Ben Moore hanging with us. And Christy's back tomorrow. Jessica Alsman is sitting in for Ms. Lee. What else have you got over there?
Time to start packing up your coats, at least if you believe in Groundhog Day.
I don't.
Just before 7:30 a.m. Saturday, Puxatawny Phil emerged from his burrow in Pennsylvania at sunrise and didn't see a shadow. Nearly the same series of events unfolded about 300 miles to the east, where Staten Island Chuck's handlers also revealed the same prediction.
Who's this?
This is what?
Well, there's Staten Island Chuck. There's Buckeye Chuck.
Nobody likes them.
No, everybody, all these other communities are trying to duplicate Puxatawny Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have their local, there was some pathetic thing I saw on them Saturday morning. And some rural jackass. Well, just come on.
Well, the dead raccoon didn't say it Santa.
Come on. There's like one Santa Claus. There's one Puxatawny Phil.
You might not have
Don't
heard
do
this.
your local variation on this.
They had me climb out of a sewer one year on Groundhog
I'm
Day.
aware.
See if I saw my shadow.
Did
But
you?
we couldn't get a groundhog suit, so you were
No.
like, it was like a squirrel suit.
No, that was the year I came out of the Porta John with Dick Vitale.
Were you Woodchuck Michaels?
Oh, that
No,
would be
it was
good.
here.
We should have thought of that.
I know it was he.
So I'm sorry. So what happened to what's the one in New York called?
Staten Island Chuck.
Staten Island Chuck.
The festivities have their origin in a German legend that says if a furry rodent casts a shadow on
That's
February
right.
2nd,
Yes.
winter continues. If not, spring comes early.
Oh, well.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio stopped attending Staten Island's Groundhog Day ceremony in 2015, a year after he accidentally dropped the furry critter that died a week later.
Wow.
What a bummer.
Oh God!
Wow. And it hasn't been
Sad.
spring in Staten Island since.
It's just been a
And-
long.
It's been a long winter.
He wasn't the only New York City mayor who struggled with the holiday. Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg was bitten at a Groundhog Day ceremony in 2009.
Well,
I'm glad
the
he got
groundhog was
bit.
mad he couldn't get a large soda anywhere. Wasn't that Bloomberg?
Yeah, very good. That's very good.
I think that's a good idea.
I love that movie.
Sure. Yeah, it's great.
Groundhog Day. I've seen it 100 times, or once. I'm not sure.
Nice.
Even
That's
Andy McDowell.
that's
can't
such a
ruin
great
that.
premise.
I'll have to see the groundhog.
And that premise is used in that sci-fi movie you guys were telling me to go see.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, it's terrific.
Who's in that?
Cruise?
Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
And it's the same scenario. The same day keeps recurring. Is that the?
Yeah. Yep.
There's
Was that-
Happy Death Day, too.
Was that a hit?
Oh yeah, Happy Death Day was a hit. Edge of Tomorrow wasn't. It did okay. It wasn't as big a hit as it should have been. It was a critical hit.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out. But I do love Groundhog Day. Now we have Chick McGee across the way at the Bob and Tom Sports desk. Anything else? I tried to find to see if Pornhub had released. They do this thing every year. They release the effect of.
They still they don't have it out yet?
No, they have you can read last year's, but it's very interesting. They'll take.
Would it change all that much from year to year?
I suppose it would depend. I don't know.
Did you see the graphic where they highlight each state that's cheering for each team? And like other than New Orleans, most of the Eastern Seaboard and like North Dakota for some reason, everybody else was cheering for the Rams, and those areas were cheering for the Patriots.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like Nickelback. And the Patriots kind of have this. I think people just don't like a winner.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. I just thought the game was incredibly boring. So
It was slow.
we'll find out from Ace, who hasn't watched it yet. Spoiler alert, Ace. A lot of punting. You may want to check that out. This is a disturbing story.
Oh boy.
This is the second time I've read about something like this. A 12-year-old boy had to have surgery to remove 39 magnetic balls from his male member.
Oh no.
What are you saying?
What?
Yeah.
Why did he have them in there?
Who is it? Who is this?
Some kid, some 12-year-old thought that would be fun. That's not what it's for, boys.
No, it's not a marble holder.
Are you sure it
Yes.
wasn't an adult?
No, it says it was a young fellow.
You tried, chick.
It doesn't make it clear how they got them all off, but
Well, hopefully you pull one out and the rest come with it, since they
Yeah.
are magnets, right?
I never thought of
Or
that.
are they?
Did you say they were magnets?
I don't think he said magnet.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, they are magnets.
yeah, they're magnetic balls.
How'd they find him? Was he stopped at airport security, or how was that?
No, he He went in there and
the doctor.
was complaining to the doctor. Could have shattered a high quality toilet.
He could have, newbie.
I'm sorry, Jessica. What else have you got over there?
Help, I've pretended to fall and I can't get up. A New Jersey man was arrested after he allegedly faked a fall at a business to get insurance money.
Oh,
I saw this on the news.
Whoops.
I am so injured.
Prosecutors are saying the 57-year-old Randolph man was subcontracted to work at a company in Woodbridge when he attempted the stunt in 2018.
I have hurt myself.
Surveillance footage shows the man grabbing ice from an ice machine
Yes.
and throwing it on the floor before gently laying himself down on the floor.
It's amazing.
You even fake it good.
Yeah. Who isn't aware that there are cameras all over
Yeah,
the
you'd at
place
least try to
this
make it
point?
look good. And
Authorities allege that he waited until he was discovered and then he filed an insurance claim for hospital treatment. The unnamed man has been charged with insurance fraud and theft by deception.
I saw that on the news a couple nights ago. I think that trial, maybe this week. But, this is like the live action equivalent of that Nigerian Prince letter that everybody gets
Yeah.
every now and then. Have you ever had one of your friends call you about that? And say,
No.
I had one of my buddies, hey, I've got this thing. This guy wants to give me like $50,000.
Did you go, what?
You know, I said a Nigerian prince. He goes, how do you know? You haven't heard about this scam? Where have you been? But yeah, the video's hilarious. The guy walks by like an ice machine or something, and he looks around, sprinkles it in the ground, then grabs the counter and gently gets himself down on the ground. And he lies down. Oh, help!
Jeez.
What are insurance rates like at a banana factory? Anybody have any idea?
Oh, they've got to be high, right?
At a banana factory.
but, banana factory.
You know where they make the bananas?
Which leads me to my question. Ben, I don't know if you were listening earlier today. I did some research yesterday during the game because it was so boring. I was trying to figure out what other halftime shows there were.
Okay.
And the very first halftime show of the very first Super Bowl, do you know who it was? And you're not going to believe me, so you're going to have to look. The Three Stooges.
Really?
It was like what? It was like Grambling and some other college band.
Arizona State Marching Band.
And the Three Stooges.
What year was that?
67-ish, maybe?
Oh, so they're like older then at that point.
Oh, yeah. I think it was probably, I would assume it was probably Mo, Larry, and
Besser
Curly Joe Besser,
Yeah.
or one of the late not as great Stooges. Shimp was gone. Curly was gone. I'm completely serious. You could look it up.
Wow.
But can you
Late,
imagine?
not as great.
Yeah, that wouldn't work these days. I don't think you could. Even the best of comedians would be a pretty tough go.
No, like
a
you
giant
said, they
stadium.
could come out and do an intro, you know.
Yeah.
There's never been a comic hasn't really done the halftime show.
I don't know. I don't think so. But now it's become such a special. I think next year Queen or what did I say earlier?
Elton John.
Elton John would be great. We'll see. Oh, here's a trivia question for you. This is I looked this up yesterday while watching the game. I was kind of wondering about the history of halftime shows, because in the early days, the halftime shows tended to be, the Grambling marching band or whatever. Not a lot.
Sure.
But I mean, and now again, it's kind of a no-win situation. But I mean, major bands have done it, the Stones and et cetera, et cetera. U2. Do you know what the entertainment was at the very first Super Bowl?
No.
When I tell you, you're not going to believe it.
Anita Bryant.
No.
Opera.
No. I'll give you a hint.
Al Hurt.
No. Three famous people in the world of
The Letterman.
no. Ready?
That's a brother.
You're not going to believe me when I tell you. You'll have to look it up. The Three Stooges.
Is this true?
Yes.
Wow.
The Stooges came out during the halftime show.
What?
Yes. The three. I swear to God.
I don't remember the Stooges being the halftime show of the AFL NFL championship game.
So what you're saying is the first halftime show was the greatest of all time.
No.
Yeah. The very first Super Bowl. It was the Three Stooges and a couple of bands. I'll look it up, but I'm not kidding. And there's an interview I read yesterday to show how boring this game was. During the game, I was reading an interview with Larry Fine.
Yes. I bet he bet on the game.
Larry Fine, of course, was one of the Three Stooges.
Oh, okay.
With the crazy kind of bozo hair.
Gotcha.
Always reminded me of Ringo Starr.
So is it curly?
Kind of a froed out, but yeah, Larry Fine, and it would have been. Well, it would have been Mo, Larry, and in that era, God, it probably was Joe Besser.
Yeah, probably
one of the
Besser.
lesser. Although I happen to be a Shemp fan, which puts me in a small group of Three Stooges fans. Love Curly, but I thought Shemp was great as well.
Okay, here it says the University of Arizona Symphonic Marching Band was the performer.
Well, the Stooges were in that.
No, I'm totally serious.
These are the not so super Super Bowl halftime shows. Number 1, Arizona Symphonic Marching Band.
Wait a second. We were about to hear a story about the great Larry Fine.
Jeez, all right.
Yeah, though there's a great interview.
And then hit me in the face with a hammer. Gosh, that's funny.
I'll find it and we'll stick it on the various Bob and Tom social media platforms. If you're a Stooges guy, and by the way, I'm one of the few people that loved that Three Stooges remake a couple of years ago.
I did too. I thought they nailed it.
You would. Why don't you go set up housekeeping somewhere?
The guy that played Mo, talk about nailing it.
Oh, dude.
And then of course, Curly.
Yeah, Will Sasso. So funny.
Yeah. I'll find the exact. It was a number of different bands, and the Three Stooges at the first halftime show.
Spread out.
Yeah, and I guess they did a couple of their classic routines.
Oh, dude, I would have been losing my mind.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm totally serious.
I'm going to need some documentation on this.
But I understand that wouldn't work today. I mean, you probably couldn't have Steve Martin, comic genius, come out. Maybe he could probably do some kind of funny thing for a minute or two. But people have come to expect a certain...
Up With People performed at Super Bowl 10, 14, 16, and 20. Carol Channing was the halftime entertainment of Super Bowl 6.
I talk like a weird baby. I like to expose myself. I have kind of a
Anita
lisp.
Bryant, Super Bowl
And
5.
people find my terrible singing amusing and
Josh,
wonderful.
at Tulane Stadium.
I
I
won a
think this
Grammy for being the most hideous and uninteresting entertainer.
Oh, is that what you won for?
is still the coldest Super Bowl
I'm
ever.
like Jackie Kennedy on Quaaludes.
God, I'm sorry she's gone, but wow.
Super Bowl 4, they had a reenactment of the Battle of New Orleans in Tulane Stadium.
Wow.
That's a true statement.
See, I'll take Adam Levine over that any
Sure.
day.
Heck yeah.
Any day.
And the Stooges.
Adam smoked that guitar solo. Let's give him some credit.
But was he really playing?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's the
Why can you say, is he really singing? And I can't say, was he really playing?
because he was really singing. Although maybe those background vocals in that one part with the gospel choir, that might have been fake, but it's a tough gig, a thankless gig.
That's sports.
And I'll get proof in the Stooges. Yeah, it was. Here it is.
Give me proof on the Stooges.
It was the University of Arizona and Grambling State University marching bands and the Three Stooges. Thank you very much.
Oh, Edelman wins the MVP last night.
Rightfully so, it seems.
Rightfully
to me.
so, yes.
They didn't give it to the punter. Okay, we're coming right back. We have a lot of interesting news coming up. Did you think you can? They want to make bricks out of human waste. That builds its own joke, doesn't it?
Sure does.
It's a brick. Coming right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob